Known as the sweethearts of the Enneagram, Type 9s are flexible, unrushed, and they delight in life's simplicities. They're accommodating, they ask for little, and they extend patience and understanding to all of those around them. But underneath the calm, cool exterior of the 9 is a quiet anger that you might not know about. In fact, 9s themselves might be oblivious to it. Today is all about Enneagram Type 9. I'm doing an overview of the Type 9 known as the Peacemaker, and though this is just covering the basics, I encourage you to stick around until the end of the video to find out the transformational growth path of the 9 so that they can show up in this world as individual, whole selves. As their nickname suggests, 9s are generally quiet, sweet, inclusive, and relatively unflappable. They're quick to love, they're slow to judge, and it doesn't take a whole lot of effort for them to open themselves up to other people's perspectives and ways of doing things. See, 9s aren't stuck on the idea that their way is the right way or the only way, and so they can see real value in everyone's experiences and opinions. While all of these things can be truly wonderful, their superpower even, 9s instinctively adopted these qualities early on in life because the message they received and internalized is that they don't matter. Individuals and people around them had bigger, louder, more dominating opinions, more insisting behaviors, where 9s learned to go along to get along. And that brings us to the unconscious motivator of the 9, which is to keep peace and harmony by avoiding conflict at all costs. So what you're hearing in there is that 9s seek harmony in efforts to soothe their fear of separateness. They believe that differences of any kind lead to separateness or conflict, and that feeling for 9s is unsurvivable. So at all costs, they will avoid vocalizing any thought or opinion that positions them apart from others. Over time, as they self-abnegate, they have a difficult time knowing where someone ends and they begin, and so they have a tendency to merge with the personalities around them. So let's group a few of the basic pieces of information all together here. 9s reside in the body triad, meaning that they are more intuitively connected to their gut as a center of intelligence than the other two centers. And like their neighboring numbers 8 and 1, their core emotion is anger. This part in particular can feel a bit confusing, especially to 9s themselves, since one of the main qualities of 9s is that they go to sleep to their own life, and that includes their thoughts and feelings. Remember, peace at all costs. So when a 9 hears that their core emotion is anger, this can be really difficult for them to identify with, since 9s on average will vehemently deny their own anger to themselves and others. Disconnecting from their own center of knowing puts 9s in a position not just to be out of touch with their own thoughts and feelings, but also with their preferences, desires, and ambitions. Which is a great time to bring up the passion of Type 9, sloth. This can refer to a physical laziness, but when we're talking about the Enneagram, it refers more to a spiritual laziness, being disconnected from one's own self and living fully present. So as you can probably well imagine, with all of this tamped down, quiet, low, slow, retreating language, when it comes to stances, 9s find themselves in the withdrawing stance, and actually their relationship with time gravitates in the same direction, toward the past. And if 9s aren't consciously working on themselves, they can easily succumb to distractions and experience a lack of focus or direction. And if you've been in conversation with a 9, their conversation style tends to have that same meandering feel, and we refer to it as epic saga. If you're experiencing an aha moment that you yourself might be a 9, or maybe this information is confirming a test that you took that told you you're a 9, or maybe you have a 9 in your life that you feel better able to nurture, love, and give patience to because of this information, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. And when you're done, keep binging the other perspectives of the 8 types. At their unhealthiest, 9s are extremely self-forgetting, essentially falling asleep to their own life. They can be overly dependent, indecisive, and they can swing on a pendulum from people-pleasing to wrathful. At their healthiest, though, 9s are beautiful mediators, and they have a natural gift to bring all kinds of personalities to the table and make everyone feel valued and heard. They're exceptional listeners, they're collaborative and creative problem solvers, and they could teach us all a thing or two about non-judgment. So how does a 9 go from non-conscious living to conscious living? The transformational growth path of the 9 is known as right action. Where a 9 on autopilot tends to be sloth-like to their own thoughts, feelings, opinions, even taking action, 9s need to wake up to their own life. They need to make the efforts to individuate, to know themselves, so that they can keep putting one foot in front of the other toward the next step, task, or tool. Right action creates true peacefulness within. Hey, thanks for watching. 1 is queued up and ready to go for you.